Hey, what do you do for a living? I can't be the only person who dislikes answering a very simple question. I'd like to tell you what I do, but instead of just talking to you about it, how about I show you? Act 1, fatty needs a change. Who's fatty? I'm fatty. We're all friends here, we know. I am the double chin champion. I've got a gaist. What is a gaist? Well, that is where your waist and your fat gut are both kind of merged into one thing. And then my posture, I have poor posture. One of the worst things, lazy pants. I bless all of you to go and record yourself daily. You'll find 5,000 different reasons why you need to go lose weight, get a plastic surgeon, and get hair plugs, I assure you. That's Gutty McGutterson. I'm not ashamed to share it with you because you can't help but see it. It's all from sitting in a chair all the time. People always change. They change the clothes that they wear, the cars that they drive, and the phones that are in their pockets. My job is to truly understand what motivates you to make that change. And I've decided I need to get in shape. How do people make a decision on what path is right for them? What exercise equipment, what exercise program? Do they join a gym? What decision needs to be made? Fundamentally, at the root of this, there's only a handful of motivators that actually cause us to change. We're still cavemen. We start educating ourselves on what the right path is for us and how you define your search. Are you going to do it by physiological needs, like you're just trying to get the bare minimum in there? You might look out something like prison workouts. Or you might go for self-actualization needs, like holistic weight loss, something that incorporates mind and body. I went with safety needs. I'm in my 40s. I've got to be safe everywhere. Meaning I want to do this in a way that fits my schedule, is maintainable over a long period of time. That is how I started to search. Nobody makes a change out of the blue, but when people do decide to make a change, the tools and language they choose to do so are predictable. My favorite podcast in the world, Tim Ferriss' podcast, I was introduced to a guy named Peter Attia. Peter Attia introduced me to a term called Zone 2 training. And what is Zone 2 training? I didn't know either. So I went to Google and I searched Zone 2 training and I got an article. I got tons of articles. Remember when you used to be able to find articles on Google that were actually valuable? Now what you find is an article this big that has some talking points that aren't even that interesting, 4 million ads. You're not sure where the article stops and the ads start. Everything's popping up at you. They're useless and they're all written by either robots or people who do not speak English as their first language. What a boring and terrible experience that is. So I go where everybody else goes. I went right to YouTube and I started looking up Zone 2 training. Lo and behold, this bro pops up everywhere. Peter Attia owns that term. So then I went to TikTok and then I found all kinds of other inspiration around it. That process went over and over for about 3 months. Working to lose weight is hard. Researching to lose weight is easy and sometimes it can be fun. All content is trying to influence you. Whether it's to purchase something or to continue watching, its sole job is to influence your next step. It's the best way to maintain Zone 2 through equipment. Well, that's going to be a treadmill for my wife and I because we both love walking. It makes perfect sense. It's the holidays. So I'm going to paperclip buying a treadmill when everybody leaves. And because you're not buying today, you've got to be reminded to buy tomorrow. Remember, I'm searching for treadmills because we've decided we want to buy one, and I see the one that I absolutely want to buy when I go looking for a great, healthy stew recipe. There's no such thing as a healthy stew recipe. What I wanted was potatoes and carrots and tomato sauce. I just wanted something delicious. Find a stew recipe, then commit to buying a treadmill. And I put the treadmill in my cart. I thought about it. I know I'm going to buy this. I talked to my wife and I say, Crystal, we're going to buy this. Let's talk about it. And then she's like, all right. Well, how are you going to get it here? Well, they'll deliver it. Okay, do you want to carry it upstairs? No, I will die and have a heart attack going up the steps, defeating the purpose of me trying to work on my old ticker. Everybody that does Zone 2 training, they do it on a bicycle. I didn't want to get a cycle because I'm not a comfortable cyclist, but decided I'm going to make the investment. And just like you, we were both thinking the same thing. Well, let's buy a Peloton. So top of mind because Peloton owns that space. A website is a sales experience 24/7, 365. Does this experience a guy on the side of the road with a trench coat? With beautiful watches? Or did you just walk into an Apple store and it's not even crowded? I'm ready to buy, but enter negative demand. If you want to spend a bunch of money on something and you start talking yourself out of it, that's what negative demand is, and Reddit is a great resource for negative demand. Somebody's comparing an Echelon bike versus a Peloton bike, and through my research, a lot of people ended up buying an Echelon that were going for a Peloton for the same reasons I ended up making that decision. Finally buying the damn thing. Go to Amazon, make the purchase, Prime, 2 days later, it's literally at my front door. You close your computer, purchase is over. I won't even get into the logistics and psychology of what happens afterwards. So what do? I'm the guy who's created, developed, or fixed any part of that process.